Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Namaskar. This is Engineer Suraj Singh speaking from Bharat, India. On this day, June 28, 2021, Monday, working day for whole world except Arab. Arab is also working day, but their holidays, their rest day is Friday. Title being Quality, COVID-19 issue, safety, and total title is Civil Field Engineering, COVID-19 HSC, engineers' role in both HSC and COVID-19, and therefore in profession and in life. Designs, construction, methods, contracts, and supporting world of organization, communication coordination, quality. These are general topics that every day I try to discuss as an as an expert, you may call it, or experienced person, you may call it, or you may call certified person, whatever you can say. I take it my responsibility. I take it my responsibility to disseminate it's up to them, however, to what level each and everyone considers, or they take it only as a talk, or they consider it as something supportive. It's up to them. Yet I continue my efforts so that my earnings, not money earnings, but experience earning, should not go waste. I have certain medium, that is Facebook or others, to utilize them properly for everybody's benefit. Every person who is competent, who is professionally certified, qualified, or you can say considered competent, considered reliable, has a duty to do this. I'm not doing any obligation on anybody, but because it is required, therefore I try to say in an easiest way so that people may benefit, may not benefit once it is in history. Quality links to everyone, just like safety links to everyone. You can't run away from impact of both. COVID-19 is a part of life now. It is understood. Whether or not it shall go, no one knows. Just a few moments ago, I was going through one news that researchers have discovered that similar pandemic, similar state of COVID-19, that time may be different, happened 20,000 years back in Asia, and it continued for years together. So 20,000 years back, it was similar situation, and they say it was confined to Asia. I may not say anything in that, because maybe whole world was Asia at that time. Nobody knows. It was 20,000 years back, means long history it is. And if they found it, fine, means something they should find. But issue is that COVID-19 is still unknown to humanity. What it is, 19 is named, but COVID, coronavirus infectious disease, itself has established its structure, has established its anatomy, successfully working all over the world. No country has remained untouched with its impact. No one is that lucky. You see, you may say there is no fortunate country or part of humanity in this world that can say we are safe, COVID has not touched us. No one is there. This means there's been very standard, very much accurate schedule planned by that power, that secret power which we do not know. It is their plan, it is their schedule, and no one can beat it. No one, because it is God's control. You may say it is China, it is that, forget all that. That's also unknown. We can't blame scientifically, logically someone if we cannot establish some evidence against that entity. Politically we can say whatever we say, and politicians always lie, we know. All politicians of world are only interested in consolidation of their positions, their seats. No one seems to be interested in their public. This is fact of life. So I don't rely on politicians, but what science says, what engineering says, what life says, these three factors are more important. Only two factors are science and engineering, where power of mind is used. Other factors, life factors, ordinary factors, they cannot that has to be evidenced. When you're driving some formula, already there's a procedure. Or when you drive some empirical formula, there has been some set data. We can understand them and relate these data together to form some opinion, and that is called empirical style. Means based on observations you reach certain conclusion that if this is situation this happens and that is situation that happens. That can be possible. There's no derivation in that certain direct set of formula without any historical background, but observation is what happens if it happens like that. Engineering is a world of complications, world of science, of course applied sciences. It's a world to think, it is a world to understand problem, and to understand to an extent, not to understand alone, but also to an extent that solution is reached. That is what engineering is about. Engineering means if you have a problem, you have to solve it. You have to solve it to an extent that whatever work you do, it becomes useful for some purpose. It's not only that's worked and leave it without purpose. If no purpose is served, you cannot call it engineering. It becomes a piece of art. If no purpose is served, it's like a poem, it's like a shairi. Okay, I sing something, you feel happy, pleased, but there is no practical function of that except that for a few seconds you are happy and you can use that somewhere else also. It's not that. Engineering means it serves certain function. Same is medical science, which serves health purpose. If this doesn't serve health purpose, this also can't be called medical science. It takes care of human health. COVID-19 and health issues both are related. We can't isolate them. After all, COVID-19 has impacted minds of people as well as bodies of people. I give more preference to its power to impact minds of people. Heavily it has impacted our minds. We know that mask is a must, use of mask is a must, and there are many measures that we have to take. But you see, we have been fed up in just around 1.5 years since COVID 19 entered our threshold. It's only 1.5 year that we have been upset. Oh, what this is. I can't use mask anymore. I cannot respire. I cannot do this. I cannot do that. You forget timely that COVID 19 has been working. Bad news always are bad. They always give news all over from all world. Oh, it has come down. Curve is down. See, people are less infectious today. It was so much in that period, now it is down. Means a psychological impact comes to everybody. Oh, it's down now, so I am free. I am not bound that much to use these precautionary measures. Or really, indeed, it's not acceptable. Nobody knew when COVID came, and nobody knows when it has gone. It did not go at all, but we have named ourselves. Oh, this is wave 1, and this is wave 2nd, and this is wave 3rd. When did first wave go? Nobody knows. When did second wave come? Nobody knows. When did it come? Nobody knows. And when shall second wave go? Nobody knows. But they assume it has gone. We are really fantastic people in world. We assume everything, but we never take logical studies. Scientists, of course, do. Experts do. Engineers do work, real work. But these people spoil everything. What is wave here? I don't understand. How it is wave when you do not know start of wave or end of wave? How do you say it is wave? What is wavelength? What is frequency? Nobody knows, but we say, oh, this has now dipped, curve has come down, peak has gone. That is what it is. They forget that just like we need rest, every entity in universe needs rest. COVID 19 also rests, but you say it is gone or another wave is coming. I really don't agree with this phenomenon. Maybe day of COVID 19 is too long. It's not 24 hours. Many months of year becomes a day for COVID. So after working a day, it goes to sleep for a moment. And you may call it wave has gone. This is your measurement to assimilate, to understand its impact. It's not fact. It's not factual. Fact remains that it is still there. It shall remain still there. You cannot know about it. There is no higher wisdom in this world. Wisdom of world is very small because world is small. People's thinking is small. We do not care for earth existence. Howsoever rich we consider ourselves, however intellectual we consider ourselves, we don't care for survival of earth. That's also fact. How can we understand nature if we can't take care of earth to requirement of earth? Earth also, being entity, thinks possibly that it should stay fit all time. Who cares? Who cares? Because we are all behind money. 98% people of this world always remain behind money. Hardly 2% people, maybe they are, who think otherwise. or else you can say all people in all sections, I mean to say economic sections. Some people are very very rich and their hunger for rich is too high. Some people are very very small at down level. They think, okay, if I can better food, that is only difference in their quality. One's quality is if I get food, or you may say one's requirement is I get food, good food or better food. Their quality of good food, if one becomes happy if that person gets better food. And in highest echelon, where one is trillionaire, one is so no limit of money, that person, so I have very little money, I want to get more. This means you don't care for others, you only care for yourself. You don't care only for your life, despite knowing that your life has no 10,000 years age. You have to go. Just after a period of few decades, you have to go. No one can stop you. No power exists on earth that can stop your death. One has to go. You may be having ownership of wealth of whole world, yet you have to go. This is God's principle. Otherwise, you are living in darkness if you can't understand this. This is nobody's world. This is world of only one, and that is Almighty. You may call whatever God, which is unknown, which can't be seen, but its work is seen. And we say it is work that tells about someone, what quality that person is, what efficiency that person has, what knowledge that person has. It's not your identity that can tell me what you are, even if you are certified. As I said, certification is very important. But if it works, if it doesn't work, your certification is considered low value. Oh, he is certified, but he knows nothing. You may say that. He knows nothing, he only certified. That is very bad situation. And that is what is happening now. COVID-19 has defeated everyone. This is intellectual consideration. I can say, if in 1.5 years period, we could not even understand, even empirically, what is COVID-19, we would not be able to understand it ever, because it's not illiterate world. Thousands and thousands scientists all over the world have worked on this, have studied this, but they are only referring. There have been so far referrals only, no surety. Sometimes only blaming some laboratory, or sometimes blaming transfer from animal to animal, or birds to animal, bats to other animals, and animals to human being. This is not established yet. Power of COVID-19 has not been established yet. And so smart body it is. It goes on doing mutations, variants it creates. We are giving many names. So many names have been given. So many variants have been created by COVID-19 itself. You may call them mutations, or you may call them variants, or you may call them whatever you say. I talked to some doctors, oh, it's Mayavi. Mayavi, I was surprised to see. Yes, it is. It can change its identity. It has got many, many masks. Or you can say, you are nowhere if you compare yourself to COVID, because first of all, it is invisible. It lives in negative world where you can't enter. You may enter negative world mentally, but you cannot enter physically. There's no power in this world which can enter negative world. Negative world is in our minds, so how can you enter? If you can enter your mind, it's beautiful. But entering mind in negative world, really, I'm not saying positive world. And negative positive here is not in that sense you are talking or you're thinking of. It's not in that sense, good or bad. It's in sense of calculations. It's in sense of computation. Because had there been no negative, there would have been no positive as computer. Computer or software or whatever you say, machine language, all are dependent on negative values. Micron we call it, nanotechnology we may call it, or whatever more power we may call it, it's all negative. Micron, mathematically it's 10 to the power minus 6, which is 1 over 10 to the power 6. And if you want to project it, you may say, if there is 1 unit of negative, it gives you 10 to the power 6, that unit on positive exposure. This means if there is 1 unit chips in your mind, it can give you that much projection. That is power of collection, that is power of electrons, that is power of atomic structure in our mind. So this is minimum, you can say, minimum line we can establish, make a minimum level. From that, how far can we move? It's in control of everyone. COVID-19 has also taught us, be punctual, be alert, be attentive, think for everything. I can attack you everywhere. Don't try to challenge me. This is what COVID-19 says. You may do whatever you want. I will go myself. There is no power among yourself who can defeat me. And I have to come. I had to come here for certain objective. And that objective is that I have to change this world, which is now standing on fake statements, which is now standing on every bad act, corruption, bad weather, greed, avarice, robbing earth. I do not want all these. You are here on earth because of some reason. You do that work just like I am doing. I am a display here. I am exhibit here. I am trying to tell you this is work. This is how you have to live. As I am doing myself, you do that self. I am your instructor. I am your professor. I am your director. I am your engineer. How I do, you just note. Don't try to fight with me because you do not know me. How can you fight with me? You do whatever you want. You can take action against me. You will only impact yourself. You can't impact on me because you can't know me. If I want, I can tell you what I am, but I shall not tell you until you are not modified. You are not changed. You have to change your quality system. You have to change your health requirement. You have to change your greed. You have to change your avarice. You have to change your dishonesty to honesty. You have to work for this earth, not against earth. I am very angry when you want to break this earth by working on atomic power. You want to break people. You want to break earth. Why? Did I send you here for that? Why you want to break something which I made? My material wealth is for your welfare, for welfare of earth, and not to fight with each other, not to kill others. You are believing and you believe, oh, I am mighty. If you are mighty, it's because of me, not because of your own. If I give power to someone, it's by my will, not because of your requirement. And by getting that temporary power, you think you are everyone. That's what I want to change. You are my servant. I am God representative. I am God. Maybe you call me COVID, you call me Corona, you call me whatever. And that's mine. I am that. You can't understand me. I would not harm you if you change your habits, because corruption exists everywhere, all over the world, in one form or in other form, and every country's citizen is part of that. Every country's citizens. Why? What is yours here? What is yours? You are a traveler. You are a passenger. I gave you ticket to use this flight, and you started challenging me. Sitting in my flight, sitting in my carrier, traveling because of me, you started thinking that you are everything. That's I don't want. It is not a spiritual talk. It is reality. Tell me which agency you did not spoil. I put many agencies for myself, for this earth. There is no agency that you could keep safe. Of course, air you spoiled, water body you spoiled, even soil you spoiled. Because sun is out of your control, you could not spoil sun. Sky is out of your control, you could not spoil sky. You are yourself responsible for many ablages, many fires, because of short circuiting, which is carelessness. You don't want to keep safety with you. You don't want to remain safe. That's why I'm linking my existence of COVID to safety, health and environment, as well as ergonomics, and also to state of this world. Of course, I know you will feel bored when I talk, but my talks are logical, my talks are rational, these are based on facts, and facts are that you are not honor of this earth. No one, 8 billion or 9 billion people, none of you is honor of this earth. Keep in mind, you have to go. You have no right to kill others. You have no right. You have no right to divide others of their rights. No one has any right, but still you do this practice. Many countries fight together for nothing. For nothing. They are just fighting. People's human rights are being violated, generally everywhere. Powerful do it. History says that. So many news come in. Canada, you see what happens there in schools. Old schools, indigenous people were tortured. Same way Israel and Palestine. Israel thinks it's honor of everything. Wrong conception. Palestine is also equally important for me. And also you can see in our country, Bharat, India, what happens to Kashmiris. What happens to Rohingyas in Bangladesh. You can say what happens to black in West. What happened in Africa? Apartheid state, apartheid Israel. Why I say, you are nothing. You are nothing. And if you don't stop, COVID will not stop. Existence of COVID-19 is directly proportional to conduct of people of world. You can formulate this equation. That's why I am saying to you, I am a mathematician as well. Super mathematician of this world. Super engineer of this world. Super doctor of this world. Super scientist of this world. I am supreme in every way. Keep it in mind. You are nothing if you compare to you. I made this universe. Can't you think that? I made this universe. You can't even imagine. I give you a chance. Make a one earth for me. Can you? If I give you an opportunity, a gentleman, O you people of this world, can you construct one earth for me? Do it. Do it. Show me that you have got some competency. You can't do that, I know. But imagine, how did I do that? This universe, this solar system, forget universe. I'm just talking about the solar system. There are 9 bodies, or whatever number of bodies. Sun from you is 15 crore kilometer. Jupiter from you is 76 crore kilometer. Can you keep two planets 1 kilometer apart and show me. You are nothing. You are not even a bubble of water in sea. You are not even a particle of air. You are nothing, just a machine you are. I put some soul, you forgot that soul. You forgot soul, and you want just to live in this body which has got no meaning. If you serve for me, I'll be very happy that my deployment has been successful, my workers have been successful. You all are my workers, nothing else. You all are my workers. Try to understand. You are nothing else. Still you start thinking high. Quality and SHE you can't maintain. You don't care for quality. Of course, some care, I can't say everybody, but in general, majority of people can't understand what I say. There are so many materials, so many wealth quantity still available in my earth. You won't be able to see that until you come to true. I challenge, can you construct a room 10 kilometers or even 1 kilometer for me below sea level? I mean to say below earth surface. I give you a chance, construct a room 1 to 10 kilometers distant from seawater or from earth, and I want to see that room. Tell me which scientist will do that or which engineer will do that. That's what I am saying. COVID-19 is nothing. Believe me, it is non-existent. I am telling you. But it is a mental problem. It impacts minds. The first act is COVID-19 being nothing, and that's why it impacts mind. It penetrates your mind and spoils your system. That is what I do. I first control or capture your minds so that you do not think of mask, you do not think of something until you come back to position. I see people are not using masks. I don't mind, you don't use. As you do, you will reap. Simple. As you sow, you shall reap. No way out. And you are doing that. I want you enjoy quality life. I want you enjoy quality society. I want you enjoy and don't run behind money all time. Every country is behind money. I got this reservoir detected. Some says, I have so much oil reservoir, I have so much gas reservoir. What do you have? Is it your reservoir? You are claiming yours because on that portion you are staying as a country. I did not make any country. I did not name any country. You did it, you named it. And you think everything below that surface is yours. That's what problem lies in. Nothing is yours. But you claim it is yours. That is imagination. That is power of imagination you are having, and you abuse that power of imagination. You have burnt fossil oils. You have burnt everything. What is left? Only name COVID-19. And this name is very powerful. Name itself is a disease. 19 is there. Your calendar, not my calendar. You yourself give this name. You have to suffer. If you are frank, nothing will happen to you. If you are mine, if you are with me, nothing shall happen to you. But being mine, living with me, isn't that easy. You have to discipline yourself. You have to be regular on your work. You have to stick to timetable, to schedule, to do job. Even if there are adversities, don't worry about that. In adverse situation only, in a struggling situation only, examination is conducted. And we know what's your strength. A smooth life everybody can live. What's the problem? Everybody can live. A smooth life, I enjoy. That's nothing to say it's achievement. Achievement comes from stick separate adversities, struggles, that those who accept, they are better than those who don't accept. Quality again is very, very significant word. Quality. Quality in reality. It's nothing very specific. It's nothing extraordinary. This is inbuilt with every material. This is inbuilt with every agency. This is inbuilt with every human being. But only requirement is its discovery within yourself. You have to identify where does it live, what does it say. Every article, every good that I produce for you from nature is having complete balance of quality, complete balance of safety. For me, your existence or no existence do not matter. Today you are there, tomorrow you may not be there. I don't mind it. For me, there is nothing specific in this, because you are product for me, nothing else. And you forget for me, that is something else. That is your weakness, not my weakness. I gave you body, I gave you mind, I gave you everything you needed. What did you give me? Tension, unnecessary tension. You can go to history, you can go to yugas. What I got? I did mathematical generation, I did knowledge generation, I did scientific generation, I created medical generation. There is nothing that I did not do for your survival. But you do not value this. For you, money is everything. This is sin, I can say. What for? You want money? To show to others that you have this much money? How many percent of that money you use on your body, on your food, on helping others? I want to see that. What do you eat? Some food, that too I give you, through soil, through water, through sun rays. You get because of natural process, not because of you. You just do something as a farming professional. Others just enjoy. Others just enjoy. Because you say, I can buy it. You can buy it. How are you to buy it? Can you buy me? Can you buy nature? This food is mine. I give you. Seed also I give you, fertilizer also I give you, water I give you, fire. Every composition, every part of construction of this, I give you. Even then, you claim, what for? For whom? That's what I said, zero. Mathematicals started below zero. It was maybe one yuga. Then there might be something else. Power yuga, where power was everything. Humanity was nowhere. And also system, like a system yuga. Era you can say, if not yuga. Systems, then calculations, then everything was done. But you do not know about that. You know about something, Sati Yuga or this. No. There is a chain of yugas. These are inbuilt always. These are inbuilt all time. If you want to see, you can see. But you are not interested in seeing. You are only interested in making money. But for what? You do not know. I can't tell. What for you want to make it? I do not understand. My quality system is different. Much different. Quality approach it is, quality work it is, and not money consideration. Results would be there, that's money. That's your money. But even then you are not satisfied. You want to do business in name of money earning. Okay, do it. I don't mind. It's your charter until you live on this earth. I can't come in between because you are under examination. Until you are here on this planet, day you leave, your examination stops. And when you are in examination, you are appearing there, still you are appearing. Some questions you have answered, some questions you have not answered. This is all examination. You are nowhere if you can't understand this. I tell you through everybody and through everyone and directly in your dreams, because dreams is my net. Dreams is my net, internet and intranet. You may call it universe net. It's not hypothetism I'm teaching you or telling you. It is quality and safety, which are very much important issues for everybody. People forget too quickly. What I say, quality, safety, health, environment, economics are required everywhere and in every activity in life. And in engineering, these are a must. You have to check it's right or it's not right. And then you have to tell yourself, don't tell me, don't worry. Tell yourself. And there's no out, no way out. And without quality, you have to consider it as very first level. She is very first consideration. I actually use she rather than he, HC, it meaning same. I am keeping safety first, health second, and environment then. You may also say health first, safety second. It doesn't make any difference. This thread is same, meaning is same. So SHE is first consideration on every activity, supported by power of ergonomics or rules of ergonomics. If you are safe, as I said, if you are safe, learn safety, know safety, you will not find any pain. And if you are not safe, you do not care for safety, certainly you will find pain. This is communication phrase. No safety, no pain. And no safety, no pain. Do you know spelling of both? One is NO and one is KNOW. Means if you are safe, you will not have any pain, at least because of that activity you are performing. And if you do not know safety, if you do not observe safety, you may find pain because of whatever reason. You are compelled to do quality work. You must be compelled. If you compel yourself, I think that is best policy. You have to decide yourself what I have to do. Today, atmosphere, the whole world is nervous, There is no patience among people. There is no concentration of research. And there is no concentration of medicines. You will find how many people are busy in knowing one thing again and again. There is no approach among world, despite world is very well educated. Very well educated. There is a system also, network. Still people have not been able to study something jointly. And that's what I don't want. I want all live together. You will not, I know, because you think I am fool. I am speaking like old guy who cannot think of modernization. That is always thinking of youth against those who are seniors. Youth never understands quality. Youth understands only speed, progress. And that's not fault of youth. It's fault of education. You may have how many degrees I do not know you can have. But if you cannot perform to requirements, all these degrees are dabba, are only piece of paper, legal instruments and nothing else. You are not able to convert this legal instrument into work instrument. Yes, at first instance, your instrument is valued because we know through that instrument, and even if you are examined, if you are examined as a new engineer or doctor, you may like to reply many theoretical questions, but questions which are practical based, none of you can reply. That's also true. So, what is important? Knowledge for work and work, or just instrument? You can decide yourself. Life is not that easy as you think, but it is very, very easy way I think. Do not be do not think first of all that you are number one. Do not think that way. No one is number one in this world. No one. No one can be. I don't want you to be number one. Well, which number you are when you are not here? You are not citizen of this world, practically speaking. Everybody has to live. At time you live, what is that? Means you do not belong to this world at that time when you live. This quality you should understand. When you go to crematorium, you go to graveyard, or you go to some other place like that, you remember, oh, this life is ended here, this person is gone. But you momentarily think only. You don't think to transform it in your life. So, my dears, quality has to be complied with, it's to be defined with. You have to define it. It's there to define because nothing is absolute in this world. Your definition can go on enhancing itself, enriching itself. And a stage comes that you may say, oh, I have defined requirement here. You have defined requirement. That's beautiful. Your requirement is defined. It's also true that without quality, nothing can happen. There is no future if there is no quality, and there is no pleasing health, comfortable health. You can't say that I'm happy, I'm fine if you are not healthy. Healthy doesn't mean that you should be strong like a wrestler. No, my health is not bad. If you are mentally sound, if you are bodily sound, you are healthy. If you can think before doing something, if you can consider what can happen if I do that way, or what can happen if I do this way, if you can analyze, you shall certainly find your results. Because I like those who analyze problems. I really like those. I don't like those who just want solution for every problem without even attempting to find some solutions. I don't consider them important people because they just want answers without doing anything. And that is not my principle. That is not my deployment of yourself. You could not understand what I wanted. You could not understand that. So that's what I say. 1 or 2% people maybe what I want them be, but 98% people are not standing to mark. They want to get money without doing anything. They want to move in life without doing anything, and that can be done only by pulling properties of others, by robbing them because you think you're powerful. But remember, everything I am recording, everything, you can't escape. That is my quality. I am not sleeping, you are sleeping. I am watching you all time through directly or through someone else. I observe you all time. It's only you who do not observe me. Even you go to worship places like temple, like mosque, somewhere else, you demand something there. Why do you make demands? You think I don't know you? I know everything about you. I have individual files with me. All your records are there in digital form. No need tell me what you want. Even if you seek something I can't give you, I will not give you. I won't give you because that's not yours. Why do you claim that one? This is my quality of working. I never do injustice to anybody. I am justice pro. I am justice pro. I never cause injustice to you because I am not interested. Why should I benefit you or why should I divide you of your benefit? Both points I consider. Some people do not want to do anything but they want to get everything. Mostly people are like that. They want to get everything but they don't want to do something. Well, I'm not sad with them because they could not develop. Maybe my energies they could not use and they have become, you can say, short of complete requirement. For them, just to live on earth with family is only an objective and not to follow my instructions. So those peoples, I can say, leave them aside. They are not mine to some extent. They are not mine. But after all, they belong to me also. So I keep them in severe, okay, leave them aside. Let someone responsible take care of this project or that project, we say. And remember, on all projects in world, hardly 1 or 2 persons think about that projects. Others just want to enjoy. Just want to enjoy. So my production itself is defective, I can say. That when I produce somebody, I construct somebody, some machine like you. At that time, I know that this is going to happen, but I don't put some, you can say, improving machine inside. I don't put. If there had been improving machine inside everybody, then I think world would have been different. But I leave it to you, no problem. Because for me, your life is not very important. Yes, it would be important if you work for me. You will be very important. But you do not work for me. You work for someone else. You work for money. That's a problem. That's someone else's money. You think that money is your security. You may think it. It may be your security for some time, but not for all. Not for everything. Which moment you live this earth, you are no rightful person here. You are just dead body. That's what I say. Quality. My quality system is not like your fake quality system, where you cheat everywhere. You write something on product and deliver something else because people are not interested in wasting time. They say, okay, it is that product, it must be fine. They simply assume it fine, presume it fine, because more than that they do not know. They trust your build-up. Oh, this is this product, it must be fine. That trust you fakely, falsely created, generated. So my defined requirements are different. I am on for engineers. I can't say on behalf. Engineers must realize quality facts. If you cannot realize, nobody can realize in this world. Quality facts. In particular, in civil engineering branch, there are no way you can come out without quality. You have to change, must change aspect of society, or else quality can never exist. And non-quality means I shall also be non-quality. Remember, action and reaction are always equal and opposite. If you don't care for you, forget that. Don't forget that. I shall take care of earth because I don't want to spoil it just because of your nonsense, but because of your carelessness. I can't accept what you think always. I can't accept that. Sometimes I ignore because thinking, oh, these are my people, my kids. But until when? There's a limit. I become your mother and father all time. Sometimes father acts powerful and sometimes mother acts powerful in me. You abuse me, when I'm in motherhood, you abuse me, and you run away when I am in fatherhood. But I need both, I require both. I have to correct my work because you are all my work. You are all my work. Your bodies, your minds, what you do is all mine. You're not doing for yourself, but you forget that. You forget that it's my responsibility, my ownership. But you take no, you should be paid money. Okay, that's one part of life. You get money, but getting money is one part, but avarice is another one. Your becoming avaricious is a defect for me. Once you think of only for money, it's defective consideration. You cannot think. That's what I say. It's your responsibility. COVID is your invitation, not my invitation, because you changed everything in this world. I did not relieve anybody from impact of COVID-19. Whosoever they were, they have gone. All classes of people, intelligent, normal, everybody have gone. So one day you'd be. Don't forget. Don't forget that. Requirements were always different. Requirements are always different. Every act has different requirement, and that is what quality means. When we say this is required means what? We generally speak this language, this word in our engineering world or other world. He always says, what is your requirement or what do you expect this item, this material, this good to give you. And if you think, yes, this worth, I need this, and if this material can give you or can give me this, why not to buy this material? That is only an analysis you conduct with an assumption that this material shall deliver you what you intend to get. That's, that is formula, that is thought behind. But when you do not find that this assumption goes wrong, that time I should not have assumed, because in finding that, you don't find that. That is where you can say problem lies in. So I used to talk about this quality requirements. I've been talking for many days, and I shall keep talking. Also continue talked about compressor foundation other day. That was cracked gas compressor. I talked last time. I think I've gone far behind, so I'll go back. I talked to you about equipment structures, placing concrete on service water tank foundation. That was, after that is yes, it was compressor structure, RCC column plate. I did it. I explained to you that one. Then to you yesterday, I think. Yes, it was yesterday, 27th June. This was cracked gas compressor, in which I reflected about this very, very small scope, which also valid for other compressors. It was purpose of this statement or method statement is to define sequence of engineering activities for concrete pouring that shall be implemented, prosecuted for permanent inclusions within RCC massive foundation block. In addition to reinforcing bars, cathodic protection inserts, columns, starter bars, starter reinforcing bars to support compressor table structures. Compressor table structures. A compressor is heavy vibratory machine, you can say. Therefore, a heavy vibratory equipment that is known as cracking gas compressor tabletop shall found on it through thick columns in dynamic mode, transmitting working vibrations and amplitude to it, which forces this foundation would be required to dampen. That was, this foundation shall be considered to be massive block, that is concrete block. Cracking prevention controls must apply. Curing controls must apply, and overall of doing concrete in this statement, where worked about 8 masons, 2 carpenters, massive foundation. It's a smaller than crack gas compressor, but still compressor. Index is same, scope, reference, documents, definition, responsibility, safety, method, attachment, etc. Purpose is also same, almost. I can read again. Purpose of this statement is to define sequence and methodology. Well, this is old one. I previous one also. I did not change it because I did not put it on writing, but it's same. Difference only in this other one is, you can, I see other one as well. Again, same applies here. If it's the other one, the same thing, word by word it is. No change in that. And it is here, you can see. Again, you can read that if you wish. Only change is, in place of cracking gas compressor, it will be ethane compressor, ethane gas compressor, or it will be propane gas compressor. Purpose of this method statement is to define sequences of engineering activities for concrete pouring that shall be implemented or prosecuted for permanent inclusions within RCC massive foundation block, in addition to reinforcing bars, cathodic protection inserts, columns, starters, reinforcing bars to support compressor table top structure. A heavy vibratory equipment, cracking gas compressor, here can ethane gas compressor tabletop shall found on it through thick columns in dynamic mode, transmitting working vibrations and amplitude to it, which forces this foundation would be required to dampen. This foundation shall be considered to be a massive block element, which means that during concrete pouring, temperature controls must apply, cracking prevention controls must apply, curing controls must apply, and overall pouring controls must apply. Documents or specifications related to concrete, formwork, reinforcing bars, and then there are designations. You can see these responsibilities also. You can see there are certain designations like project director, project site manager, having different responsibilities like control over all operations in all respects, including cost and budget, pertinent site organization, management and control, and construction site manager also defined that way, that shall through project director or project site manager, and procurement arrange resources required accordingly and act overall responsible for prosecution and implementation of ongoing operations or activities whatsoever. Then office engineer is there. We shall coordinate, one should be coordinate all engineering designs and site engineering activities whenever demands of whatever clashes or conflict is received from site, so as to solve all issues technically, and no work should stop at site. Then it was CS, which is construction supervisor, who shall coordinate, control, monitor, and direct site engineer, general foreman, and workforce for operations in relation to distribution of resources and all engineering related issues. Site engineer shall be responsible for running and implementation of all site operations and follow instructions given by superintendent, construction manager, etc., and engineer's representative, of course. General foreman shall actually lead all execution operations by directing all foremen and workforce as necessary from time to time, depending on requirement on site, and to utilize on an optimum basis use of whatever available resources. Then 7, that is FM, since foreman shall execute operations deploying workforce and instruct in full in medium of language work persons understand about all required measures, conduct start toolbox talks every day, and check, ensure that instructions are followed up regularly. QC shall inspect all operations according to specifications and ITP requirements. Then if you come to safety, it's so brief, but it's very important. You can add all requirements to these, not necessary. You can find yourself. If you consider some more requirement is there, you can put in this list, no problem. It's your job, you have to do. Safety officer shall monitor all daily activities being conducted or carried out. You can say safety officer shall monitor all daily activities being conducted or carried out on site, advising and implementing all safety procedures if some measures are observed missing. Prior to commencement of whatever activity, workforce shall receive a start card toolbox talk on project safety, site requirements respecting involved item. Then you may say prior to commencement of whatever activity, workforce shall receive a start card toolbox talk on project safety, site requirements, since safety, is very important. Prior to commencement of whatever activity, workforce shall receive a start card, toolbox talk on project safety, site requirements, respecting involved item or activity. Process involving a particular safety risk must be calculated by job hazard assessment or job hazard analysis, and necessary measures adopted to address risk issues and other. So these are very basics I am just telling you. You can add more. Only competent personnel shall be engaged to carry out specific operation. Personnel shall use all necessary safety related personal protective equipments required for all pertinent activity. Ample availability of water should be made, you can say ample availability of water should be available on site for workers as well as for all other types. You can say SO, safety official. Or then you can say you can say safety officers shall ensure all those persons who work on shift activities should be fully aware of safety obligations and implementation expected of them. Emergency procedures for first aid shall be explained to everyone. All equipment, tools that shall be required to operate on site must always be in full working order with provisions of ample or appropriate lighting very much required. So we talked all this, then we talked of preparatory works in which we contemplated what to do. We said that setting out the required coordinates at all corners to be used for excavation, marking all areas including external working offset for purpose of founding, excavation and circulation areas for ease of construction. So we can say recording, so many requirements here, preparatory works which are same for every other one. I'm just trying to review this because it's very important material. I just wanted to read it for you. And that's also very important because everybody has to understand this. And I can do it, no problem. I'll do it, just takes few minutes. Meanwhile, you can read this very important topic. Important every time, all time. And we have to understand that importance as well. You have to few minutes, you take it for yourself, and I'll be back in minutes. I'll be back from Assam. Sorry, little late again. What to do? Some problem exists. What can I do? So, what I say, as I usually say, that activities are same. Just remind for everybody's clarification that setting out very important. There are coordinates on which we have to site our structure, site our building. It's a building, of course. It is a foundation to be enclosed in some shed or some steel building. Actually, it is a steel building in which this foundation shall be kept. I'm talking of foundations, but I'm not talking of shed or steel building. We shall have sheeting completely in vertical walls and sheet roof. It shall be inbuilt structure with many other connections, interlinks with this foundation, complete process. We're talking only for foundation, but this foundations will carry your machine, and there's a complete process of gas, because this is cracking gas compressor, which will be connected to whole circuit, whole mechanical installations, and that shall work in that building, steel building. We are only talking part of that. We can see that building process separately, gas process. So we are talking of setting out two required coordinates at all corners to be used for excavation. We are talking only for excavation of some foundation. We're not talking of building. I again say it's only excavation, but this foundation shall not remain exposed. It shall be covered. It shall be accommodated in building area of a shed, in which all process would be done, marking all areas including external working offsets for purpose of foundation, excavation and circulation areas for ease of construction. Ease of construction. So we have to mark all areas including external working offsets for purpose of foundation excavation and circulation areas for ease of construction. Recording all existing reduced level from site within areas to be covered for excavation. That is very much common. Wherever we do some excavation, to avoid every future dispute, we record existing levels for purpose, whatever purpose, but that survey record, verified record. So you can say recording all existing reduced levels from site within areas to be covered for excavation. Also, how much excavation has been done, that can be ascertained from existing levels and to which excavation has been done. Difference of both reduced levels can tell us what is depth. So we can compute quantities. Reconfirmation regarding all survey activities. Reconfirmation regarding all survey activities to determine accuracy, since no changes on setting out should be permissible due to implementable proposed running utilities around foundations if possible, if required, which may comprise of heavy piping network. This is what it says. There may be complete system around Along this concrete foundation, there may be piping, there may be some other equipment placed, or there may be some other requirement which only circuit, only design of mechanical engineers can tell us. Here our job is to provide defined location, concrete foundation that's we are talking of, and relations with mechanical piping or mechanical connections or mechanical circuit, whatever that is to be looked into. Of course, inspection shall be conducted to ensure that excavation can be done. Then excavation in earthwork in depth more than 2 meters, resorting to all precautions and barricading the movement of excavator and trucks from and to trench. That is safety issue. We have to make sure it's more than 2 meter excavation and maybe more. In certain cases, it may be more or less. In that case, we have to take care of safety issues, all issues which we have described already. Means people may not fall into that trench, or if it is in public area, we generally not, but in case it is in public area, excavation is, public safety must be considered at every cost. There may be water available, water table. In that case, we have to keep dewatering on. So that is very much known. That is, process of dewatering must go on continuously in case water table is high. Excavation is simultaneous removal, transport of excavated earth or material to stockpile areas for further processing. What is further processing? That question can be asked. We excavated earth material. It may be useful, it may not be useful for backfill, or it may be useful for some other purpose that we have to know, or we can make it useful by some addition of some different type of material, or we can remove some material from this by screening or by something else. And if that is possible, it can be done in another process. And if it's not possible, then we have to dump it to somewhere which is agreed place for dumping. So that process is this one. Generally high size material, high size stones, or you can say aggregate more than 75 mm are removed by screening of shovel, that we remove and try to make it better for use for backfill. If we get some more material into this according to backfill design formula, and we can continuous monitoring excavation size and levels by surveyors. You cannot blindly go on excavating it. Can say continuous monitoring excavation size and levels by surveyors. We have to keep surveyor there all time with levels. Make sure that excavation levels are reached correctly. No over excavation is done. Under excavation can be tackled by manually excavating more. So there is 5 centimeter, 10 centimeter, 20 centimeter left, which I can't rely on excavator to exactly go to that level, because there is a problem with bucket. It won't fit in small depth. So even if under excavation is done, that can be handled, but over excavation is a problem. So job of surveyor here is to make sure that no over excavation is done to control quality. Over excavation means you can't backfill. That is first principle. Backfill is not permitted because you have already disturbed a consolidated layer at that point of level. Backfill cannot be called natural, so we have to leave it, clean it, and pour concrete in that over excavated portion, which is an indirect loss. Of course, you have made up because of concrete, but you have used surplus material or redundant material there, which could be used somewhere else. And if formation doesn't meet strength capacity, that is also an important point, very very important point. If to design level, when we reach, we find that soil at that point, at that layer, does not meet our requirement. It does not give strength capacity that is used, that is adopted in design, that was adopted in design, or additional excavation is required to be done. More excavation is to be done for purpose of filling good soil. So you can say, if bad soil is there, unreliable soil is there, that can be removed to some extent. It depends on design of soil improvement, a proposal of that one. And in case soil improvement is done by structural fill, layers shall be compacted. We fill layers, we excavate say 300 mm or 600 mm more to remove bad soil or clay soil or unreliable soil. We remove that and backfill with structural fill, graded stone structural fill or engineered fill in layers, and compact it in 200 to 100 mm compacted layers that we achieve so as to achieve 98% field dry density. That is called soil improvement. That's one part, if it is possible, if it is done, if it is required. Every consideration here is if it's like that. If it's not required, no problem. If dewatering is not required, no problem. If it's required, you have to do it. Preparation of formation for application of soil formation, compaction duly FTD tested. Whatever you do, if soil is there at that level, you compacted it, or you did not improve soil, formation is there, that formation must be compacted, not because of fill but because of natural requirement. You have to make sure that its density is same. FDD is required, FTD it got. Preparation for blinding concrete on that compacted formation by fixing prefabricated blinding stops around setting out lines marks. So you have to prepare for blinding concrete or below base concrete to remove all unevenness and to bring concrete that has to receive your structure in one line, one form. That's why it's called blinding concrete. You have to blind all bad spots. Even if there are weak spots, you have to blind all them. That's very important item. Blinding concrete layer, which is actually starts off construction. Once excavation has been over. So you have to carry out blinding concrete to approved procedure, followed by curing of that concrete for 2 or 3 days minimum. Application of concrete protection by specialist crew followed by application of protection screen. These are two items in one line. One is that you have to protect concrete that you are going to do from adverse impact of soil or from adverse impact of soil water mobility in future, both in future, not now. You have to protect to you have to protect concrete from chemicals like sulfates. You have to protect concrete from water soil water mobility and, as I said, bad soil. For that purpose, waterproofing layer or concrete protection layer in terms of bitumen or some other chemical compound or some other whatever is required, you have to apply that. Sometimes we apply polymerized cement also. Whatever is designed for must be applied by those people who understand that item. It can't be applied by everyone. Specific training is required to be given to those people who deal with this item of concrete protection and protection to that concrete protection. Polymerized cement can also be used, means you add polymer to cement and mix it, apply by brush and then cure it. You know that procedure. One is bitumen application, bitumen layer, which is, it may be torch applied or it may be cold applied. That is one part. Other one is chemical application, or you can say polymer application. Polymer liquid and cement are mixed together in certain proportion, say twice cement of volume of, or by weight of your polymer. Mix it properly, apply with brush in stiff position. Of course, water is used in between. You have to apply one coat of water and then you have to apply that polymerized cement on that. And when it dries out, you have to cure it for a number of days. This is general principle. Or you apply it torch or cold membrane directly. Either way you can do. Application of concrete protection by specialist screw followed by application of protection screen. QC inspection to be conducted for release of foundation preparatory activities. Now, fabrication of steel rebars, fabrication of steel reinforcing bars and deliveries to site locations duly tagged for easy identification. These may be fabricated distant or this may be fabricated on site. That depends on your specific contract and what is required. The space can do it on site itself, doesn't matter. So fabrication of steel rebars and deliveries to site actual location duly tagged for ease of identification. Fabrication of foundation site formwork. Foundations site formworks based on proprietary design delivered by specialist vendor, because depth of foundation is around 2 meters or more. There should be design considerations, fluid mechanics consideration, all considerations specific design requirement must meet. When it's 2 meters concrete, when it should be stresses or forces of 2 meter concrete into that system, particularly at about 75 centimeter, 0.75 centimeter from below, where resultant horizontal force of concrete would be impact or we act in addition to moments. So that's what I say, proprietary design. It's not necessary that whatever you think is that design, it could be a different one. So fabrication of foundation site formwork based on proprietary design delivered by specialist vendor in line to satisfactory structural calculations respecting concrete hydraulic forces, placing steel bars for lower side in correct location in line according to structural drawings designs. Then you have to place chairs. We generally call those bars, well designed bars, which is like first you say horizontal, then vertical, then horizontal, then vertical, and in opposite direction. Then it's like that. It's like that if you keep inverted U, not vertically, inverted U, and opposite legs at bottom. You got my point. There is an inverted U. There are two legs in horizontal position, one on this side, one on this, and other on this side. We generally call it chair, and it is used for bars in higher, not in bottom bars, but in top bars, to bear top bars positions while using them, because they cannot stand otherwise. It's kind of stand for those bars. And in this type of structure, which is very heavy, it may be up to, you may use up to 25 mm bars, more than that 32 mm bars, depends, which is easy. So generally I think 25 mm bars are used for purpose of chairs, placing big chairs, not small chairs, because these are big foundations, and all upper bars shall be carried by chairs, bottom bars are carried by, you can say, concrete spacers. So placing chairs suitable to requirements, fabricated out of heavy steel bars to support upper layers of rebars. Placing steel bars for upper side in correct locations in line according to structural drawings designs. Placing all column rebars dowels for superstructural columns pertinent to tabletop. You have to place steel bars in upper side in correct locations and according to structural drawings, and also you have to place in starter bars for columns, for superstructural columns. You have to overlap, and you have to keep them in right position as shown on drawings, not because what you think is right. Point is that main column, that is upper column, upper portion from foundation to within column to frame top, these must be in right position, while bars for foundation, because this can be in different position due to overlap is not possible in high diameter bars, probably 32 mm, in case where overlap by conventional way is not admissible. So we have to use separate location for that bar, and probably ring size of that bar be different or more than ordinary size. That point we have to keep in mind if we are not going to use mechanical couplers. So erection of foundation sides and then fixing cathodic protection. We have to keep line marks for foundation sides, and within these line marks we have to erect fixing of forms. We have to erect formwork plates, whether we received from vendor or we fabricated ourselves. We have to fix them, erect them on line, duly horizontal controlled, vertical controlled. Fixing cathodic protection anodes to exact locations within foundations and welding them. Very important item is cathodic protection, where centralized protection exists for to avoid corrosion impact, avoid corrosion on steel. Anodes are provided on steel bars somewhere in bottom as well as in top or somewhere in middle of column. So placing all column rebars, dowels for superstructural, and then erection of the formwork and cathodic protection using C clamps, stainless steel C clamps, and GI wire tendon rope to main steel, reinforcing bars around foundation at defined location. And then this cathodic protection, which is critical one, shall be provided for such a heavy foundation in line to design provisions. Electrical continuity tests must be conducted for records and submission, because if there is disturbance in electrical continuity, system shall not work. And then continuous QC inspections should be conducted for all ongoing activities sequences. When all preparatory works, including temporary works, are ready, QC inspection should be conducted for obtaining concrete pour approval. And once concrete pour approval is obtained, then another procedure is there which I'm going to define now for different compressor. Yesterday we defined this. I'm going to define that for ethane compressor, which I explained this part already. Now I'm going to do this here. In this case, pore size is 280 cubic meter, not like before. And pore plan, of course, same as I showed to you before. Same, and maybe you don't remember that. That was plan, I think it is. Mass, yeah, it's that one. Is this one? I think, yes, it's that one. This is pore plan. You can see this is plan here and this is section here. And these are strips, strips 2 meters intervals. And in section, you can say 400, 400, 400 like this. And there's a number of, you can say, strips or layers you have to pour in, 50 layers in different sequences, so that it moves like this, moves in this manner, sequence, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 or 7, then 7, 8, then 9, and then 10, then like this 11. It should go like this. Same way it could go like that if you come this side, or if you do only from this side, then it should go like that. That's the only way we can just think of this. So that's 280 cubic meter. Then there is steps, of course, I shown to you. Sequence of steps shown in the sketch. Time of pour, you have to decide plant or what plants, concrete pump, transit mixer, delivery cut is like that. Pour duration, how much. Then equipment, about whatever, which equipment, pneumatic, diesel generator, all how many vibrators you have to use, including one standby. Then thermal curing is a requirement here. Thermal first immediate, and after pouring is complete, that is the other routine curing. Of course, curing is same. Then it's similar. You have to use first. You have to immediately cover with polythene if you use curing compound. Then after many hours, you can remove polythene, spray on saturated Hessian. Then you cover with polythene, and of course you have to cover with polystyrene. When polystyrene board covered with 150 thickness of sand, and you have to keep them wet. Then you have to keep wet all time until your 3 days are not over for thermal curing or heat curing. Then you have to keep water also full tank there for this purpose, and 50-meter water hose pipe, so that you can keep this portion cold. Water shall not touch concrete, but it will keep your sand not to dry away by wind, because it's saturated. So your top, concrete top, your sides, and of course below concrete, all are sealed, watertight, airtight, and curing goes on, means all heat generated from inside shall not evaporate to require more water. Heat generated shall remain within concrete and help in curing faster. It's not water curing, it is thermal curing. And of course you have manpower, you can see this manpower is there. Then you can say what we used. As I said, we used GGBS replacement of cement, 70% GGBS we used in this case, a same BS 4246 as we said last, glass granulated blast furnace slag cement. Concrete temperature is 24 degrees Celsius and slump is 150, 175. And there are general pouring notes which we discussed before also. So as I said, that depends on your, we have to control all pouring. There's indicative plan details of which are shown. Concrete pour plan, as I just again showed you. This plan we have to comply with. This is important plan for particular pour. You can, it's general typical, but this is driven. This is designed for every such pour. How to place, where to place pump, where to place transit mixer is a start point, how to go on layers, sequence of layers. It's all that no pour joint should be applied, which would cause problem for whole concrete. So you have see the steps we have shown. We have shown thickness of pour, then how pores shall be decided like that, and we can go. It's all same procedure except this, and same applies to propane compressor, massive foundation. No difference, exactly same as I discussed. Nothing changed in this, only quantities. In this is 150 cubic meter, means much less than that, so smaller one. And of course sequence is same, maybe 4 layers rather than this. No, same layers, but number may be less. Timing we have to decide, plan we have to do for pour. Then vibrators we should have a standby, curing, thermal and non-thermal. Likewise here is what we decide in this case. So again it's but basic is same. So it is a little less concrete probably, maybe lesser than before one. Propane gas compressor it was, smaller one. So we will go like this, and we have gone in this case, you can see how much we have learned here in this quality requirement. That's important point, we learned many methods here, many checklists here. It's very important point. For example, we did on setting out an excavation, then hand excavation, formation, blinding, concrete production foundations, and footings, then stub columns, backfill, grade slab, RCC columns, RCC checklist, RCC walls, RCC longitudinal staircase, RCC suspended slabs, RCC pedestal footings, RCC fair face, RCC architectural finish, OD blocks, sloping portion, slab, general sloping portion, heavy compressors, tabletop, ground RCC swimming pool, etc. We have done that. Many more. RCC longitudinal stair, lift wall, RCC suspended slab, RCC pedestal footings, RCC preparatory works, RCC for DC generator, RCC fairface concrete pour, RCC architectural finish works item, Hoddy slab, then sloping portion, then heavy compressor foundation, in this way we can say we have gone through very many items, compressor, tabletop, likewise generally all as I experienced we have gone through, and we have gone through details of all this. I think it was successful talk. And now if I say let's go to building plants we controlled, we talked of central control building there. We talked of all that. We have to continue this. It's beautiful. RCC walls of central control building with it, and then we can talked on that one. Responsibilities etc. we talked of same with one what were responsibles means safety we took on because of wall of blast building, blast resistant building. So same thing, toolbox stock, start card, OSHA means OSHA also Occupational Safety Health Act laws apply. Then safety lessons we have to do. Safety, we'll take up all this in safety issues. But here important point is that activities of civil farm work and safety supervision, of course, saying that competent inspector must visit all areas and if he finds something, tell the in charge, you have to take care of that. Basic farm work supporting system, farm work is there. You have to understand that basic farm work supporting system shall be as designed and supplied by whoever, vendor. That point we have to understand. You should excuse me for 5 minutes because of I'm tired also. It's open door. It's life, you have to little flexible in this case because excessive of everything is not good. So we have to carry further. In this case, form work is important, very important, because of wall. This is building wall, it's not ordinary wall. And basic formwork supporting system shall be as designed and supplied by vendor. Supplier of formwork shall provide all design drawings for approval as well as implementation. Additional bracings and support props shall be added by civil contractors in compliance with formwork design provided by vendor. Surface forming materials such as plies and timber, scantlings, etc. shall be added by civil contractor. Upon completion of suspended slab formwork system, particularly civil contractors, site engineer shall check and confirm adequacy of system. If so required, whole formwork shall then be checked by suppliers experts and adequately certified. So this is formwork system we are talking. It says basic formwork supporting system. I'm talking of, it's not fly, it is supporting system, vertical members and horizontal members, which are designed and supplied by specific vendor. Particular proprietary for design considerations given to that. Complete design, vertical forces, reflection, shear force, whatever comes in. I've seen many such drawings. Supplier of formwork shall provide all design drawings for approval as well as for implementation. Bracings and supporters shall be added. Ply, etc. to provide, then all materials have to provide. Basic is supporting system here. This is very basics, because you cannot change thickness of ply, you cannot change sizes of battens or scantlings, you cannot change sizes of, you can say if required, bolts and ties and all that. So it's system that is steel system, standard steel system provided by vendor, and based on which members design has been made. This is safe to carry out all forces coming during concreting and thereafter. This is reference to that one. So what is method is, of course, it's not bad one, it's not that one, that surveyor shall set out markings, which is everywhere, check line and levels to establish correct positions. That's also true. Everywhere it's done like that. You have to do survey work for markings, check lines and labels. That is in every job. In that, as possible, you have to do that. No way out. In that, I'm trying to find something very specific for people. If it is possible, I'll do this. Centrifugal compressors in ethylene plants. Centrifugal compression ethylene plants. Yes, compressor stations. Then this is crack gas compressor. Let me see this one. Copy image or save image as. This is crack gas compressor. Stores. Let's try to show that one. Facilities on stores. That is get some pressures. I'd like to take this opportunity to show you this. I think I can do that. Just trying this hold on please. Just coming to you. It's not small, big or whatever, It's here in management documents. Management documents it is. And this is method statement, especially is on stores. What is here? I think it's this one, which is this one. Crack gas compressors image is there, so I can take this PDF by printing. So this is done, I think it will be done. So here is PDF, I got it, Also, if I go to this, if there's something here, I can find more. You can see that PDF by the time centrifugal compression ethylene plants. It is lockdown gas compressor, then this is gas compression station. I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking specifically this point, centrifugal compression ethylene plant. That is centrifugal compression plant at this point is that. And well, we can depend on this. I close this now and we can see that this plant is coming back to that point. You are seeing this plant. This is already this we've used this tabletop etc, and you can see that this is steel building as I was talking to you. Steel building there in which I was talking about this, that file. Where's that file? Building plant quality method statements, in which we code this, and I was talking about that file, which is quality requirement file actually. That file I was talking to you about this. If I go back to end, we're talking of this file. Any whatever compressor I'm talking means it's not necessary that it should be I think it has to come now. Yes, it's there. Yes, it's there. I was talking about this compressor, crack gas compressor, and it's here. It's here. This building I was talking of, compressor is here. It's the floor. You can see sheeting in this building, structural steel building. Housing, this machine we talked of. There's so much piping involved here. You can see much piping involved here. If you can reduce this, you'll find that as well. And it's complete ventilation is there, system is there, and we talked only foundation, but this structure is there which keeps whole system in. That was my interest to show you. I tried to find it out and got it, fortunately. So this is where it is. You can blow it down and see how it looks like. That was my intention to show you this one. So I can save it also for future talk to you about this in especially on store. Statement sketches, no. Statement chapters, no. So maybe I have to save it here in these sketches, and that's it. I can save here. Same. What's that? My God. Correct gas compressor can write that. Okay, I think so. It should be somewhere here. It is. Architecture is that. Let me see. Crack gas compressor is better rather than wasting time. Crack gas compressor. What's that? Crack gas compressor. It's not JPG now. It is PDF. So this is that one. Alright, it is saved. I close it then. My purpose is over. I can close this also. So we go back to our previous talk. So we're talking of this. Talking of concreting RCC walls of central to the building, laboratory superstructure activities, all you're talking of actually, walls, lab. So I've not revised it yet, but just giving a brief on this, where to discuss. It's all safety. Let us see safety once more. I will revise it, but brief is no problem. We can say purpose of this statement is to define procedure that would be adopted for erection of formwork and placement of structural concrete to wall sections of CCB. Specifications are all same, responsibilities are all same, and safety also says that prior to commencement of whatever activity, workforce shall receive a start card, toolbox stock. Process involving a particular safety risk shall be calculated by conducting job hazard assessment and necessary protective measurements adopted to address risk issue. Including measures should comply with real requirements, standards as accepted or recognized by industry or OSHA, Occupational Safety Health Association. All personnel shall be imparted with regular job basis, safety lessons or training from time to time, and record maintained. Activity has to be carried out on operating authority area, therefore all regulated precautions shall be strictly adhered to, effective full safety standard. Only specifically approved mechanical equipment, third-party certified wells locating these services shall be used. Safety officers shall ensure the persons being enthused on site well way of adopting right suitable safety procedures to be implemented on site for activity concerned. All persons available upon site shall wear job required PPE is issued to them. Wherever activities pertinent form work are involved, sustainable supporting system shall be ensured sufficient adequately to transfer safely all imposed loads during preparatory working, pouring concrete, etc. Where activities pertaining to formwork to support suspended slabs or other critical structures that may give rise to safety risk situation shall be required to be certified by a third party, which may be either system vendors, engineer, or other person suitably qualified so to do. All significant formwork designs supported with required stress calculations shall be proposed to engineer for approvals prior to installation. Hoisting of prefabricated formwork sides shall be raised using either tower crane or mobile crane, avoiding manual shifting. Scaffolding system shall be required to be installed at all locations where works start, in addition to step ladders, working platforms, and access ladders. Reinforcing bars shall also be fabricated in yard to an extent possible, which should be raised or shifted to higher locations using cranes, avoiding manual shifting. General principle to shift as much material as possible using mechanical means should be adopted rather than manual shifting to avoid accidents. During long moving activities, workers shall be allowed rest pauses to drink cold liquids or hot tea, etc., for refreshing or recharging. Drinking water shall be available on site for consumption by all personnel. Dust storm shall not allow external works of whatever sort. A dust storm means this storm shall not allow external works of whatever sort. High temperatures conditions shall not allow works in open to sky areas. No material shall be allowed to be shifted mounted on workers' heads. No worker shall be allowed to play with equipment. Quarreling on site areas shall not be permitted at any cost. Use of mobile phones by workers below foreman supervisor title during working hours shall not be permitted. Site shall not be kept in untidy conditions by regularly removing all debris, garbage, and unrequired materials. No concrete transit mixer delivering RMC on site shall be allowed to wash out transit mixers at site locations, but to designated areas only. Material shall be stocked on site areas if so required in such a way that circulation areas are not adversely impacted. No electrical cable shall be laid exposed and no domestic fittings be used. A qualified electrician must be on job all hours for look after and maintenance. In case of mishap, accident, it is significant to ensure that victim is immediately imparted first aid and then transported to nearest hospital, medical center as convenient. No untagged scaffolding, ladder or other access device shall be used. All vehicles shall be parked only within designated locations or areas. Hard hat safety zone areas shall be demarcated. Smoking zone designated. Toilets provided. On facilities, construction projects, emergencies, procedures shall be explained to all concerned personnel to resort to action as and when certain site evacuation requirements arises. All personnel shall be transported by suitable vehicles when joining and leaving shift. First aid box shall be available at all significant locations with known first aider person safety supervisor. A competent inspector shall visit included areas daily to assess safety measures adopted. Whatever snags observed during visit shall be notified to supervisor present, who immediately would act to bring adopted safety measures to an acceptable standard. Formwork system. Basic formwork supporting system shall be as designed and supplied by whatever vendor. Supplier of formwork shall provide all design drawings for approval as well as for implementation. Additional bracing and support props shall be added by civil contractor in compliance with formwork design provided by vendor or supplier. Surface forming materials such as plies and timber scantlings shall be added by civil contractor upon completion of suspended slab formwork system. Particularly, civil contractor shall check. Civil contractor site engineer shall check and confirm adequacy of system. If so required, Whole formwork shall then be checked by vendor's expert and adequacy certified in as it is by third party. Its method now is very same, that surveyor has to mark checks, lines and labels to establish correct position. Wall starter bars shall be installed in place in accordance with IFC drawings for foundations. Kicker to base of wall sections shall be planned to be cast along with foundation. Vertical and horizontal reinforcing bars to walls shall be installed according to IFC drawings details. QC inspections shall be conducted to ensure reinforcement has been placed correctly. Where services, inserts, duct pipes, etc. are shown on IFC drawing, where services, inserts, ducts, pipes, etc. shown IFC drawings, these shall be securely located, installed as well as checked. Continuity testing of reinforcement for cathodic protection. Requirements shall be conducted and results be recorded. Connection bosses shall be fixed as detailed on approved drawings. One side of a connection box, when I'm talking, it's for non-critical activities. A connection box stainless steel is fixed and it is the wire is left to be connected to that, so it's non-critical one. So on one side of formwork shall be erected and braced. Safe means of stepped foundation. A safe means of stepped access to working platform as well as required working platform shall be erected for this formwork. This access shall allow steel fixers, carpenters and concrete crew So we can say safe means of stepped access to a working platform as well as required working platform shall be erected for this formwork. This access shall allow steel fixers, carpenters and concrete crew to a safe passage working area. All access shall allow steel fixers, carpenters and concrete crew safe passage working areas. All service openings shall be boxed for blockouts in areas. And you can say all services openings shall be boxed for blockouts ducted onto formwork. Height and width of wall section shall be agreed upon with EPC contractor. Engineer. Wall height shall terminate near underside of height and width of wall section shall be agreed with EPC contractor or engineer. Wall height shall commence so wall height shall terminate near underside of roof slab, where remaining top part of wall can be cast along with roof slab. Wall shall be prepared and cast in sections not exceeding 6 meter length, where a construction and or contraction joint would be formed using plywood. QC inspection shall be suggested. Use it. So you can say then QC inspection shall be conducted ensuring ITP requirement, and after all inspections of preparatory works, concrete pouring activity shall be carried out if these are over, and this shall be carried out in lifts nor more than 400 layers as usual. This concrete surface at joint location shall be scaffolded. At joint means concrete where before we done we did scaffold that. Concrete surface at joint location shall be scaffolded prior to next section is formed. Where applicable, laboratory portion outer wall form shall be erected with profile steps fixed to formwork. Remaining wall form shall be erected and braced. A safe means of access to working platform as well as safe working platform. So we can say surveyor shall check alignment of wall. Before that you can say safe means of access to working platform as well as safe working platform shall be erected for this formwork, and this access shall be allow steel fixtures, carpets and concrete crews safe passage. Surveyor shall check alignment of wall. Preparatory work shall be checked by site engineer, who then requests QC for inspection. QC inspection shall be conducted to ensure all preparatory works carried out meeting QC requirements and ready to be poured in concrete reforms, finished reinforcement and formwork. Here you can say QC inspection, preparatory work shall be checked by site engineer, then followed by QC. QC inspection will be conducted to ensure preparatory works carried out meeting QC requirements and ready to be poured concrete into forms. Finished reinforcement and formwork configuration shall be inspected on ongoing basis by civil contractor QC department, who in turn obtain concrete pouring permission from EPC contractor or engineer. Having obtained approval, structural concrete shall be poured by pumping. And you can say all these reinforcement formwork concrete shall be inspected on ongoing basis by civil contractor QC, who in turn obtain concrete pouring permission from EPC contractor engineer. Having obtained approval, structural concrete shall be poured by pumping. Approved procedures. Curing shall be carried out in lines according to specifications already given. Equipment here, crane, concrete pump, vibrators, handles. And so this is this very important point we discuss with here. We have gone through this. 41. We also to see what we can do about others. This is building at plant. We have to see that also. This is one point we discussed here. Let me go to other one. I'll amend this all. Main substation. Construction of main substation. In this, we have to construct whole substation. But that's the point. Whole substation. And I think already we might have gone through this. Like a floor slab center control building. Mortar for block work. I think the repetitions items. Some reason maybe they are seawater basin. They are for walls. Concrete repair face. So we have to do this for customer. ceramic tiles flooring, plastering and rendering, you can say about this issue of you can say building plants, and you can say further that roofing system. These are important items that generally we deal with, and this must be taken care of. Please deal with marble flooring, wall tiling, You can say painting, table of painting here. We can say all these buildings. We can also move further on this and see how we do all these important points. We will take one by one. Above ground concrete protection, seawater search basin. These are very important items from application viewpoint, from quality viewpoint, because it is water retaining structure, joint seals and various items. Painting, as we said, substation is different. Then you can say timber door fixing, CCB underground water tank. There is excavation for that. Epoxy flooring, buildings. Vinyl wall covering buildings. Dry wall linings building, dry wall linings. Rubber flooring. Suspended ceilings, all buildings. Repair to concrete floor skates. Vinyl flooring. Concrete placement. Repair to floor skid level. Resin injection to leaking joints. So we can say that expansion joint seawater testing fresh concrete on site, which is very important. You know that. Seal on vinyl and oxychlor finishes. Epoxy cutting and center control drilling and substation dry lining. Then we have to move further. Repair to lift cladding. Repair to lift cladding, you can say panel additional building. Fixing sheeting panels, walls and roof cladding. Closing structural gap on roof, wall and base. Substructure. Seawater basing concrete. So we have this here. Let's see another file as well. I try to conclude here for this talk.